Hi class, this is Mr. Lubin. I am going to go over how we are going to choose an element for the chemical identity project. Just like we have things that make us unique, so do elements. In chemistry terms, we call these chemical properties. Now the periodic table organizes elements based on these properties, or periodic trends. These trends include atomic radius, charge, ionization energy, melting point, and thermal conductivity. In this presentation, I will talk about how these properties can help you choose which elements best fit your personality. Atomic radius is the size of an atom. Now it increases as you go down the periodic table, but decreases as you go from left to right. The reason it is not just based on having more protons, neutrons, and electrons is because the more electrons surrounding the nucleus of the atom, the closer they are and bounded to the center. We could choose an element with a large atomic radius if you have a personality that you like to expand out, meet new people, or travel. People who tend to keep to themselves may choose an element with a smaller atomic radius. The charge, or ionic charge, of an element depends on its electrons. Some elements give their electrons. These elements have a positive charge, which you can see on the periodic table. Elements which take or accept electrons have a negative charge. Maybe you are a very given person, or someone who takes from others. Ionization energy is the amount of energy required to excite the outermost electron. Maybe you are a person who gets excited very easily, and would choose an element with a low ionization energy. If it takes a lot to get you to laugh and smile, then you may choose an element with a higher ionization energy. The melting point is the temperature at which the element turns from a solid to a liquid. The transition metals in the middle of the periodic table have the highest melting points. You could choose an element that has a low melting point if you break down easily in a situation, or have a higher tolerance to pressure or demanding situation. You might choose one that has a higher melting point. The same criteria could be used to choose an element based on thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity is the ability to conduct heat. Now, I talked a little bit about groups of the periodic table on the previous slides, but I wanted to draw your attention to a couple more items. These are the names of a few groups on the periodic table. The alkali metals are the first column, and the alkaline, with an N, are the second column. The halogens are the 17th column, second from the right, and the noble gases are the 18th column, which is the furthest most column on the right. When we say group, we mean a column. Each column has similar properties. This is because they have the same number of electrons on the outermost shell. Now, noble gases are really the most interesting group on the periodic table. This is because they have a complete electron shell. They do not bond with any other elements. They are completely content with where they are. Maybe this is similar to your personality. Or you're a person who gets along very well with others and needs to bond. Carbon, for example, is one of the most outgoing elements, and it bonds with almost anything. Silicon is very similar to carbon. There are so many ways you can use properties of elements to find one that fits your personality. You just need to use some creative thinking. Now, thank you for watching my video in full, and if you have any questions, just ask me.